Alrighty, we have another League song. That's exciting. Today we're going to be listening to Pyke, the Bloodharbor Ripper from League of Legends. This I am doing blind. I feel like the champion themes in general, or any of these sort of like one-offs, and we see this in other games too, they're so much more interesting if you haven't heard it. So this is a blind react, as it were. So I'm just going to dive in and listen to it. And then afterwards, I'll go back and we'll watch the trailer or the cinematic trailer introducing the character, because I'm curious. Isn't it cool how in music, as we build tension, we start boom, 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 boom. All of that, its intention and its design is to kind of forward move us and to really have us feel this sense of building tension and distress. It's this slow crescendo with this forward momentum that, as listeners, keeps us on our toes. Yeah, that's really interesting. This is very clearly to me an anti-hero. There's an air of like vengeance and seeking out the people that have wronged you in this. There's this real edge of we as players and we as listeners in a way are kind of rooting for this character. This character has been wronged. This character is seeking out vengeance and I don't think justice, or if it is justice, it's going to be violent justice. It's going to be justice perpetuated by this character, by Pyke. There's a feeling of real unrest here, and this is a character that's very complex, and you hear it in so many different ways. But I think I think being that there is so much of that propulsion and rhythm and that bum 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 bum, that is what is the indicator that things are not necessarily great in Pyke's life, and there's a real forward drive and a forward sense of clash there, while also having this very somber string section over top that is indicating that this is a very complex character that is hurt and upset and plaintively vengeful. Let's keep going. That's cool too when you have the tremolo and the strings, and that it also is all about like eliciting something's not right, and then you also have the this dissonance, all of which is creating this feeling of like, I'm looking at a picture of Pyke right now, but you can see the deformity, you can see the inhumaneness of this character, you can see, these fangs, and you just get the sense that there's something not quite right here with Pyke. I don't know what that is, but there is this feeling of brutal vengeance, and that you really have to be careful, and you really have to watch your back when you're with or near or around Pyke, because you never know how erratic he will behave. This is really interesting too. There's this definite in this stillness when we have this piano. Again, there's this mysterious undertone to everything that we're hearing. And in this picture I'm looking at on the video, there's this underwater element, and it looks like a shipwreck. Perhaps he's an undead spirit that was maybe a former pirate or something. I don't know. What I'm hearing, you almost hear this sort of like haze in this stillness here. There's a bit of I don't know, like almost like you're underwater and you're watching the kind of the waves ebb and flow, like as you're moving through the water. And it's nice to have some stillness here because we've just had this intensity for the last several minutes, and now we've got this sort of ease but it's always uneasy, and there's always a sense of disruption emotionally. There's a real fear, not in a terrified way, but in a watching your back sort of way. Yeah, there's like an anger in here, you know. I think he's a vengeful, unrested spirit that is longing to claim something that was stolen from him, or I don't know. There's an edge of real like brutality, and I'm really curious now to watch this champion teaser because I want to see what I'm actually dealing with here. Let's take a look. Okay, the underwater element is instant.
I remember the day I died. And those who betrayed me. Yes, I see them. I see the faces of all who were there. You look familiar.
That's awesome. That's so cool. Right. Okay. So he was dragged into the depths, swallowed by a shark, somehow survived the shark attack, came out, and then is going down his list. So the music, as always, the music is actually telling us what we are to think and feel about the character. Now, as always, these character themes are really interesting because we have to create a whole scenario around a character through music, which in this case, it's done beautifully. We have to use the hints that are given to us in order to understand character intentions. And in this case, you know, vengeful, angry, taking back what's his. That could also be his life. You know, if he, why did he drown? What caused him to drown? And then maybe he's eaten by a shark. The shark is featured very prominently there. Like it looks like a megalodon. What is going on there? So that's extremely cool. Yeah. I love this stuff. I love champion themes. I love character themes because, again, I've mentioned this in the Volibear video. There has to, as the composer, has to be very smart about what they include and what they don't include. And so many interesting layers here with the drums and with the violins and with the dissonance and with this sort of, you even hear the water surrounding Pyke. There's so many little vignettes of character exploration in this music that indicate to us as listeners what's happening and who the character is. And I think that like getting underneath the emotional context of the piece and hearing what the emotions are of the piece allows us as listeners and players to better understand characters, which is really, really cool. So thanks for watching. If you want to support the channel, links in the About section. If you want to join the Discord, feel free. And as always, thanks a ton, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.